Welcome to your sports guru. I'm going to sound off on something today that drives me nuts. MLB playoffs. You play 162 games, and you only take 4 teams from each conference to play in a playoff. They added a 5th recently, but the 4th and the 5th place team only play a 1-game playoff. So you're telling me you play a 162 game season, double any other pro sport, and then you only play 1 game for the 4th and 5th seed, and then the first playoff series is a 5-game series? You don't start your 7-game series till the next series, technically the 3rd round of the playoff? The NFL, they have 14 teams in the playoff. They only play 17 games a season. The NBA, they have 30 teams just like the MLB. They have 16 teams in the playoff. 8 from each conference. They play 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5. Each series they play is a 7-game series. 1 versus 8 plays a 7-game series. The next series, the next round, 7-game series. MLB, they play 1 game between the 4th and the 5th seed, and then a 5-game series on their technical 2nd round of the playoffs. That's ridiculous. You play 162 games, you only play a 1-game series to decide your whole season? Come on. Get with it. The MLB needs to switch. They need to do 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7. They need to have at least 8 teams from each conference. They can play an entire series in a week because in the MLB, you can play 7 games in 7 days if you really needed to. Or if you're worried, shorten the season. You play 162 games, play 150. Then have longer playoffs, extended playoffs. The benefits of that, each city would go crazy. If your team was an 8 seed playing the number 1 seed and you have a 7-game series, you'd be loving it. Imagine the upsets in baseball. The second benefit of this, more money. Your city would get more money. The MLB would get more money. I don't know what the heck they're doing. They've got to do this. And now we're just going to take a quick look at the 4th and 5th seed on each conference this year. The American League was the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. Sure, I'm a huge Red Sox fan, but they only played 1 game. They both have 92 wins for the season each. They played 1 game to decide who goes to the playoffs? So you're telling me they played 162 games and all that came down to 1 game? Are you kidding me? Come on! At the 4th and the 5th seed, they need to be playing a 7-game series. Like, what the heck? And then you flip over to the National League. You have in the 4th and 5th place, the LA Dodgers at 106 wins, the 2nd most in MLB. And the only reason they're in the 4th seed is because the Giants in the same division had 109 or 108 wins. So now they're down to the 4th seed, and they play the 5th seed for a 1-game playoff to see if they make the playoffs. When teams with 90 wins, 92 wins, 88, the Atlanta Braves are in the playoffs to play a first series. That's ridiculous. So you're telling me a team that win 106 games gets 1 game to decide if they go to the MLB playoffs? Are you kidding me? Somebody, please change this. MLB, commissioner, whoever's up there, the board, change the playoffs. It needs to be 8 teams from each conference. I don't care if you want to keep the division leaders at 1, 2, 3. It doesn't really matter. Play a 1 through 8 on each conference. 7-game series from the start. You'd make more money. Fans would be able to loving it. Fans would be watching everything. The cities would go crazy. Make it like all the other pro sports. Come on. The NBA has 7-game series all the way through. The NHL has 7-game series. Football's a little different, but at least they have 14 teams. Like, get with it, MLB. Let's go. Anyways, that's been frustrating me for so many years. Just thought I'd share that tidbit of information with you. Thanks for listening. It's your sports guru. I'll be back soon.